Hi, I'm Ben Province for the Show Me the Music Update. Local singer-songwriter Brian Owens has a very unique perspective on what it means to be an artist.
My mission for music is to, I think inevitably in a sense, use music to bring people closer to their created purpose for living, which sounds kind of deep, but really it's not. I mean, I think, my belief is that there is a God and that He wants to know you. And I think that music is a really good way to open the door to that relationship. So for me, music has kind of always had this higher motivation to it, where it's not just about this idea of entertaining you.
Every song has a message that's rooted in truth and rooted in love.
I think communicating a message of hope and joy is about saying that even though you are in the midst of something that may be hopeless and may be joyless, the fact that you have life to experience that moment means that there's hope, and that brings joy, right? So to me, it's not about glossing over the inequities of life, the injustices of life, the unfairness of life. It's about the perspective that you have when you look at those things.
And when Owens examines his community in Ferguson, he sees progress.
I believe that Ferguson is a city that is moving forward, not moving past. And I think that's a key, difference. I think the majority of people in Ferguson, it's not about moving past the things that have happened. It's about moving forward from the things that have happened so that we as a community can come together and I think be an example of what it looks like to reconcile, what it looks like to restore. And I think those things are happening. And, much of the community of Ferguson before all these things happened was still a community that was trying to move forward. So last year we did a concert called Heal Ferguson in September. I'm blessed with amazing partners, Sterling Bank. They reached out when the Ferguson stuff was happening saying, hey, whatever we can do to help. And I said, I want to put on a concert for healing and to bring the community together on the parking lot of my church. So this year we decided to do it again, called it the Soul of Ferguson. Both years have benefited the Ferguson Youth Initiative, which is awesome. It's one of the best programs, I think, in our city. And I got an opportunity to showcase the kids that I work with through my residency with the symphony. So we have two programs, Spirituals Remix Project and Live Compositions, for people to get to see young African-American kids proclaiming and singing out the stuff that they were doing, and from their, the aspect of the original music, talk about real truths of what it's like for them to live in the places in the city where they live. It was so powerful.
The R&B vocalist released his latest album in 2014, a record that serves as a voice for change.
It's called Preach the Soundtrack, and to me it really feels like a soundtrack. A lot of it is based in the Sermon on the Mount. And it's just interesting to me, I wrote this album a year and a half before the Ferguson stuff even happened. And it's really quite relevant to not just what's happening in Ferguson, but what's happening across our country, that's kind of why I wrote the record.
Now Owens is working hard on another album, tentatively titled Brian Owens and the Deacons of Soul.
I think this album will be a reflection of, the truest attempt of me, looking into my influences and being obedient and saying, okay, it's okay if that's who you are in this song. Oh, it's okay if that's who you are in this song, And I'm really looking forward to it because it's the first record that I'm putting out where it's not just Brian Owens, but it's Brian Owens and the key members of my band, Sean Robinson, Rob Woody, Alvin Quinn, great guys, great band, everybody's singing now. So really, it's a throwback to the quartet style.
To stay up to date with everything Brian is working on, check out brianowens.tv. This has been a Show Me the Music Update.